times individuals have the common question of, should I allow my teenager to date? And if there is no end goal with dating, whether an individual is a teenager, whether an individual is an adult, whether an individual is older, it does not matter. If there is no end goal, why are we wasting our time? You see, many times individuals, they want to follow culture. When God has called for us to come out of the world, we are trying to take on the behaviors of the world. If your teenager has heard a word from God saying that is your wife or that is your husband, I would not be supportive of that relationship. And although I may not be supportive, that does not mean that I would treat my child like they're less than. That does not mean that I would treat the little boy or the little girl like they are less than. I will still treat them with the love of Christ, but at the same time, I would try to teach my child on why it's important to date with a purpose instead of waste time. You know, growing up, I grew up in many different areas, and I would see the same thing after the same thing. Some of the girls that I used to grow up with, they would date. And they was dating hard. It didn't seem like their parents were that concerned about who they were dating. It was just like, it's okay. You know, everybody's doing it. I know she's going to do it anyway. I know he's going to do it anyway. And so they're out here dating. And then they're dating with no purpose. And so feelings are being hurt. They're engaging in activity that they are not equipped for. They are taking on the responsibilities of being early parents, of, having soul ties, of not being able to focus, of being depressed, stressed out, bipolar, because they were not taught. And I believe that many times parents do not have the needed conversations that they need to have with their teenagers. And so because they're not being taught at home, they learn it at school. They learn it around their friends. They learn it on TV. They learn it on the internet. They even learn it in music. And so many times parents say, this is not my child. I don't know why my child is acting like this. I know my child. And the reality of the matter is, do you really know your child? Because what is going on is something was always there, and now it's just manifesting because you never suppressed what needed to be suppressed. You see, I found that many times in the African American home, we believe that just because we take our children to church, that is all that God requires of us. But if we don't live like we go to church on Sunday, if we don't treat our neighbor like we would treat someone at church on Sunday, if we are living a lifestyle that is contrary to us praising and worshiping God on Sunday, then our child is already confused. Our child is already confused. Our child is already having their own misconceptions about Christianity. Our child is battling, and this is secretly, this is privately, because when we are saying that we worship God and we love God, we have to treat people right. But what goes on is that a lot of times we miss the conversations that we truly should have. The Bible said, train up a child in the way that they should go, so when they are old, they will not depart from it. How many times do you sit your children down and you all have Bible study? How many times do you sit your children down and ask them what's going on at school. How you like this? Do you have a boyfriend? What's the conversation? You see, we have to have a relationship with our child to where they can be open and expressive with us. Because many times they want to tell parents, many times they want to open up, but there is no trust there many times, and there is no real relationship there where the teenager may feel that they will not be judged. And so many times they don't talk to parents. Many times they don't. They'll talk to their friends. They'll talk to their cousins. They'll talk to their older sisters, brothers, whoever it may be. They'll talk to a peer before they want to talk to their parent, because parents are missing what they need to be focusing on, and that is building a relationship. If you have children and you are a single parent out there, I want to encourage you to take your children out on dates. Take them out, just you and them sometime, and just talk. And even if you're not a single parent, if a child is growing up with two parents, let that child hang with their father sometime. That way that they can get the needed information that they need to be successful and not taken advantage of in the real world. Because you can try to shelter your child all you can, but you will never be able to shelter them from life. You will never be able to shelter them from people. And so being overprotective, not wanting your children to do this, not wanting your children to do that, they're going to do it if you don't have the needed conversations with them. I know we like to grow up in a home where people say, do this just because I said so. Because I said so, because I said so, because I said so. And then we look at other races and we see that their children are successful, but we never want to, have conversations that other races are having with their children. And I think a lot of times this is learned behavior. A lot of times we're just going with, how we was raised, how things were done within our home, to where we never built the needed connection that we need with our children. And so if your child does not have an end goal, if your child does not know why they are dating, then no, they should not be dating. Because it's hard for teenagers living in this generation. They have so much access to the point where life is harder on them than it was for us. Life is more hard on these children, and we have to stop saying you don't have no worries, you don't have no concern, you don't pay bills, you don't work. These children are facing more. They're being exposed to more than we have ever been exposed to. Don't suppress your children's feelings. Don't say, just get over it. You'll find another boyfriend when that one doesn't work out. No, sit your child down. Tell them, listen, sweetheart, you are the prize. Anyone that wants to talk to you, it is an honor for them to talk to you. Do you understand who you are, sweetheart? You are royal. You are chosen. God has called you. God has favored you. God has his hands up on you. I want us to start encouraging and uplifting our children, telling them who they are, and reinstating who they are. Because if we do not reaffirm their identity, it will be tainted. It will be stolen from them. It will be. Because we have individuals who are jealous. We have individuals who are operating under a demonic spirit, to where when they get around other individuals, if they do not know who they are, if they don't have insight on who they are subjective to falling under whatever curse or whatever environment that they are in. You don't have to take your child to an Ivy League school for them to not be exposed to certain things. As I forestated, growing up, I went to several different schools in several different areas. And so with that being said, I saw everything at every school I went to. I saw the same thing, same conversations, but some of these parents were more involved with their children, and that lessened the ability for them to entertain and get into trouble. So we as parents, well, not me because I'm not a parent, but we parents have to step up to the plate. I understand that you have to work. I understand that you are busy being a mother to other children. I understand that your spouse, wants you. I understand that you are a woman or you are a man and you have need of companionship, but please don't neglect the first priority, which is your child if you are not married. Second unto God, your first priority if you are not married is your child. It is not your boyfriend. It is not your girlfriend. It is your child. Because what I see now is that so many older women, they have no clue of how to be by themselves because their mom never taught them how to be by themselves. Their dad never taught them how to be by themselves. And this is not just pertaining to low income families, but this is even in dealing with families who are well off. Because many times individuals did not grow up in a home of where their parents actually communicated with them. Their parents, this is what I see. I see many individuals who grew up in high income homes who end up just like an individual who was raised in a low income home because parent neglected them. The parent neglected them. They gave them money instead of giving them their time. They bought them extravagant gifts instead of giving them their time. And so when they're being bought by the parent, when they get into a relationship, they can be completely abused, completely, used and just sold for less than their value because that's all they know. That is all that they know. That is how they were raised. And even when it pertains to low income families, of course, we know that most times, the parents, they are not able to fully educate their children because they have not been educated. And this has absolutely nothing to do with a college degree. This has more to do with common sense instead of, book sense. Generational patterns. We have to stand up and break it. We have to be a voice for our children. We have to teach them that time is precious. While you're crying yourself to sleep over a girl, whether you're crying yourself to sleep over a boy, I need you to understand, sweetheart, that there is a person that will come into your life who will be everything that individual was not. But until that person comes, I need you to find out who you are. I need you to start operating in your purpose. I need you to start doing. I need you to start being. Why do I need you to start doing? Why do I need you to start being? I need you to do this because this is who you are. You are not defined by being in a relationship. I don't care if Susie has a relationship. I don't care if Keith has a relationship. If you stay single for the remainder of your high school years, if you stay single for the remainder of your college years, however long you are single, that does not mean that you are less than anyone else. That means that God is taking his time with what he has for you because there's more for you to do. There is more for you to do. There is more for you to be. There is more for you to start. There is more. So I really, really hope that this word has resonated with some of you all on today. Because so many times women never outgrow the I need a boyfriend, I need a boyfriend, I need a boyfriend, I need a boyfriend. And men never outgrow I need a girlfriend, I need a girlfriend, I need multiple, I need multiple, I need multiple. Because we don't sit down and correct our children. You cannot stop what they're doing. You cannot stop if they entertain a relationship. You cannot stop it. But what you can do is give them some sound advice within that time. So even when it pertains to raising a male teenager, that teenager comes home and he says, Mom, I like her, but I like her too. Mom, I'm actually talking to both of them. Do not encourage that. Do not boost his head and say, see, you got the women. Oh, you just like your daddy. That's what I'm talking about, son. That's what I'm talking about. Or even vice versa when it comes to a female. We want our children to have some names that are not being, tainted. We want our children to have a good reputation. We don't want our children to be, just playing with hearts and playing with feelings. We want our children to know that there should be an end goal. And if there is no end goal, then what are we dating for? See, if we don't teach our children, the TV is going to raise it. The TV will raise our children. It will grow them up fast. What is love? What is love? What is love? Oh, love is him buying me a teddy bear. Love is him, buying me, a car. Love is him, getting my nails done. Oh, love is her, cooking my food. Oh, love is, and the truth be told is that so many adults are still discovering love as well. And many are not even in their word. So how can they teach and give sound doctrine when they don't study the Bible themselves? So we all have to do better. We all have to do better. So this is what I wanted to encourage you all with on today. If your teenagers are going to date, make sure that there is an end goal. If there's no end goal, then please, once again, just give your children the advice from the Bible, the Holy Bible. Encourage them, give them the stats, and build connection with them now. Don't just teach. Because if you teach like that and you do not have any relationship, they feel that you are fussing at them. They feel that you are against them, and they probably feel that you are crazy, okay? So we need to make sure that we have a relationship with our children to where when we talk to them, they listen, okay? That's all I have for you all. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in to some of my other podcasts, and I will talk to you soon.